A lot of people say it costs money to make money. The biggest fallacy in all of business. Just say you don't know how to make money, bro. Like that's it. Just say you don't know how to make money because it does not cost money to make. That makes no freaking sense. What logic is that? It doesn't cost money to make money. You make the money. That's where it comes from. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. It is green where you water it. What you see as a disadvantage, some may see as an advantage. What you see as an obstacle, some may see as the key to their success. Today's question comes from Renice6454. It says, I have two obstacles that are holding me back from owning my own commercial cleaning business. I work a 9 to 5 and I have very minimal startup funds. Any advice for someone who's stuck? Absolutely, Renice. First of all, thank you so much for being part of the realest cleaning business community on the internet, the Cleaning Boss family. If you're not a part of the Cleaning Boss family, I don't know what you're doing. Go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then you're part of the family. You're in it now. Subscribe to the channel. Of course, it's one of the best things that you could be doing for your business is to be on a continuous learning journey. And that means subscribing to channels like this, channels run by people who've done exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to start a commercial cleaning business, which is what I did, or any type of service-based business. All the principles in business are pretty much the same. So it's a great place to be. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Back to Renice and the topic of today, having a 9 to 5, which obviously limits your time, and having minimal startup funds, which obviously limits your purchasing power. But both of these things are limitations. These are not inhibitors. I didn't have any money when I started, and I didn't have a 9 to 5, which is why I started off with the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Is I wish I had a 9 to 5 when I started my cleaning business. Looking back on it, it would have been a lot less stressful. Having a 9 to 5 isn't necessarily an inhibitor. It definitely can be a limiter. But I want to give you some things that can help you push through this stuck phase, because you are not stuck. I guarantee you that. I promise you, you just need a reframe, a quick reorganization of your thinking and maybe your personal finances. But you can do this. You can get your business off the ground. You can get started, and I'm going to tell you how.
Love, this for all my boss days. Go do your boss days. Loving how you boss, babe. This for all my dreamers and my doers and all the entrepreneurs. Just believe in what you're doing and pursuing love. This for all my boss, babe. Go do your boss, babe.
All right, Renice. So Renice asked us, I have two obstacles that are holding me back from starting my own commercial cleaning business. I work a 9 to 5 and I have very minimal startup funds. First thing we're gonna need to do in terms of the 9 to 5, since we are limited in time, is we have to be a lot more organized. If you don't have a schedule, or you don't keep a schedule, start keeping a schedule and start telling your time what to do. Start purposely doing things at certain times, especially outside of work. So we already know from 9 to 5 what your schedule is, but from 6 to 10, audit your time. See what you're actually spending your time doing. To get to a place where you are a business owner and you are not working a 9 to 5, you are going to need to spend the time that you are not working for your 9 to 5 building your business. And that's going to take extreme organization. Trust me, I know life be lifing and stuff comes up. You know, kids need this, things got to go here, you know, things got to happen on the weekends and stuff like that. But the more you do that stuff on purpose and the more you plan things out, the easier it's going to be for you to keep a hold on things and keep things under control. So that organization is going to be a big part of being able to build this business while you work your 9 to 5. In terms of finances, you need to organize, yet again, your finances. Your finances have to be extremely organized. And the job has to serve you. So do the math on, is this job serving me or not? If you have a 9 to 5, I assume that your basic life needs are met. You're able to pay rent, you're able to buy food, you're able to put some money away, a little bit of money away at least. And and to organize your finances, you need a budget to do that. And a budget, just like a schedule, tells you, you're telling your time what to do. With a budget, you're telling your money what to do. So keep a budget. Start a budget if you have it. It doesn't have to be super complex. It doesn't even have to be digital. It doesn't have to be linked to your bank account and stuff like that. But it helps if you use those tools. But at a basic level, you can do the math on what's coming in and what's going out and start telling your money exactly what to do. Start allocating certain amounts of the money that's coming in every month to certain things. You're able to see where that money is going and where you can make adjustments to be able to put a little bit more money away every single month and to start to build up your personal savings. And that personal savings that you build up once you have your basic living expenses met then you get to start using that money to invest. So it's not the end all be all. You can, that's how you can get the funds and the monetary backing for your business. It's through your 9 to 5. Use the job. Don't let someone else's business control you. Like if you're a career person and you're going to stay at this job for forever and you're going to have this business on the side, then that's a different story. But if you plan on leaving this job and becoming a business owner yourself, then use this job for what it is. It's a stepping stone for you. So don't waste the job, and every time you get a paycheck, every single dollar of that paycheck is gone. Don't spend every single bit of the paycheck. If you have other plans, you have to save some of that money and stack it up so that you can put it behind your goals and put it behind your passions and the things that you actually want to do in life. So organizing your finances is going to be a big step to feeling different about your money, to be honest. You're going to realize that you have more money than you thought you had, or you're going to realize that you're spending more money on things than you realized. And in turn, you'll have more money in your pocket at the end of the day. But keeping a budget and keeping a schedule is what's going to get you out of being stuck. I promise you, and I guarantee you that. Is if you have the mentality that you are going to actually work on your after your 9 to 5, if you're actually going to work on your business from 6 to midnight, or from 7 to 2 a.m. or what have you, and if you're organized, it's going to work out better for you. If you're not keeping a budget, if all the money's going in, then you're never going to have money to put towards your business. If you're not organizing your time, then when things come up after your 9 to 5 and those opportunities for you to grow your business, then you're not going to be available for them. So those are the main two things that you need to focus on. And again, to address the startup costs and the ability to put money into your cleaning business, there's no startup cost for a cleaning business. This is why it's attractive to a lot of people, is because this is a business that you can start without a lot of money and with pretty much no money. I started with no money whatsoever. I had not a red cent to my name when I started this business. Everything that's in this business, hell, everything in my life at this point has come from money that was generated from my cleaning business since day one. Since day one, I got the money, did the work. I got the money, bought the things, did the work. That's how it works. I don't know why everyone thinks that you need so much in order to get started in business. Especially in any service business, you can ask someone to provide the service for you, have them pay you, and then whatever supplies or equipment that you need to do the job, then you have the money to go and do the job. And then for future jobs, you still have that. You don't have to make that purchase again. So let the business build itself. Let the business create the money. Let your sales create the money. Sales is what brings money into the business. Nothing else. Nothing else should bring money into the business. That's why a lot of these startups who got multiple millions of dollars in funding in the beginning of 2020 and 2022 and 23, when that whole boom was going crazy and people and VCs were just giving out millions of dollars to anyone who said they had a bright idea. That's why all those companies are now upside down and taking down rounds, and their valuations are half of what they started out, and all those investors have lost millions and millions of dollars, because that's not business. That's financial arbitrage. If someone gives you a big loan, that's not how you start a business. Now you're just in debt. You started off your business negative. That's not business. That's not creating money. Even if throughout the period of you doing business and you're still paying off this loan, and until you pay off that loan, you're negative. You're in the red. So it's not. I always say this: like, you don't start a business on a loan. If you don't have an idea that's profitable to start out with, then you don't have a business. You just have a job to do with some financial arbitrage, but there's no money being created. There's no wealth being created there. That's not a real business. Real businesses create wealth. They don't cost you money. A lot of people say it costs money to make money. The biggest fallacy in all of business. Just say you don't know how to make money, bro. Like that's it. Just say you don't know how to make money, because it does not cost money to make. That makes no freaking sense. What logic is that? It doesn't cost money to make money. You make the money. That's where it comes from. It comes from your business. So you get the agreement to do the work. You negotiate how you exchange the funds. And when the funds are exchanged, you use those funds to do business, to do good business. And that's how that works. So in terms of startup funds for a commercial cleaning business, there are none. You don't need any. Yeah, anything else is kind of just your insecurity. You're afraid to not look professional, and that's okay. It will come there, but you have to be okay with being at whatever level that you are. And if you are at the very beginning, then it's okay to be honest with businesses about that. Hey, I'm starting a company. I'm just getting started. I'm trying to do something for the community. I'd love your business. I'd appreciate your business, and we'd be happy to help you out and be of service to you. Those are the things that you say. It doesn't have to be extremely complicated. You don't have to lie. You don't have to fake it till you make it. This is that industry. This is This is the industry of humility. It's a service industry. We're cleaners at the end of the day. So it's okay to be where you are and accept where you are in the beginning. And to, I say this all the time, even when negotiating, terms, net 30 terms and things like that. I always cry small business. Like, hey, I'm the little guy. I'm just a small company. This amount of money, this 10K or this 5K out of your monthly revenue, that's a drop in the bucket for you. But for us, it's a big deal. So, we'd appreciate, man, we'd appreciate being able to show up, ready to work with all the equipment and everyone completely trained on day one so that we can do the best job for you. So there's always a way through. There's always a way around things. There's always a way through these situations. But you are not stuck. You're not stuck at all. You have the entire evening to create content, to create emails, to attract clients, to create marketing, to still make cold calls, to call out to people, leave voicemails and things like that. You have those times. Use your off days, use the weekends to reach out and go to those businesses and things like that. Set up those walkthroughs at on your lunch hour. But you can do anything. Take a lunch break, make some cold calls, and send some emails. After work, get back to it and start building your business. But you can do it. Your job isn't an inhibitor, it's just a limiter. So yes, you are limited, but use the job for what it is. It's just a stepping stone for what it is that you're trying to do. And if it's 9 to 5, that means full time, 40 hours a week. You should pretty much be okay, able to live for the most part. And if you're not, then you should probably look into changing jobs. If you're working 40 hours a week and you're not able to just sustain a basic life for yourself, nothing fancy, obviously, but if you're working 40 hours a week and you're not able to sustain life, then you need to be working more than 40 hours a week, or you need to be looking for a different job because that job isn't serving you. So that is my take on it, man. I really hope this brought you some value. I hope this opens up your eyes and lets you realize that you are not stuck, man. You're probably just unorganized. That's it. You're probably just a little unorganized. So start off with a schedule, then next move to the budget, and then start creating your business. You don't need anything to create. Nothing else is limiting you from creating a business. People prioritize the things that are important to them and the things that they actually want to do. And if this is something that you want to do, then you're going to do it. And I know a lot of people out there are going to tell you that it's easy and they have the secret formula to doing it without working and without cleaning, and that's possible. But at the end of the day, I don't know anyone who that didn't find success through hard work. So it's going to be hard work, whether that's feeling like you're working 2 jobs or working 80 hours a week. You got to go through something. There has to be some trade-off. If you weren't from the work, you might as well hire from the money. That's what I got for y'all today. I love y'all. Keep that boss mentality. Peace.